nice day here, cold one, end of January here, 2014 in Kentucky, but it's really cold out. I'm glad you're around. I'm glad you're stopping in to see the video. Basically, this video is going to be my announcement kickoff video. I'm going to be making a lot of videos in the future, and I want to gear them towards worship teams, people in recording studios, performers, singers, home musicians, just anything, or if you just want to watch the video for fun, that's great too. But what I'm looking to do is cover a lot of the instruments that I use, why I like to use them, what they can accomplish in the studio, price ranges, and maybe come up with some budgets. Another thing that I've got happening is I'm going to be bringing in a singer. Her name is Crystal Mason. She is an awesome worship leader. Let me tell you, I mean, she is incredibly talented, very anointed, and after you pick your jaw up off the ground, after listening to her, and hear some of the things that she has to say, you go, well, that's really some good ideas. I think I'm going to pick up on that. So we're really blessed to be able to bring her in. She's going to talk about writing music, coming up with lyrics, and why she uses those lyrics, how the lyrics come to her. Just basically everything that deals with a song construction. And then she and I do a lot of songwriting together here, so we want to go over the process for creating sounds, how we record them, what instruments we want to record into them, and just general things like that. Let me explain here. I'm playing on a Roland XP80 keyboard. That's a little older keyboard, but as you can hear, this keyboard sounds fantastic. For instance, check the string section out. This will just blow you away here. Now, I'm not really a keyboard player, but I can tell you I know what sounds good. This keyboard sounds good. What I like to do is I take this keyboard and I'm also layering it. I have another Roland product. Well, here's one of my puppy dogs here. Let me introduce you to my puppy dog here. Hang on one second. Come here, Scout. This guy here, his name is Scout. He's my faithful recording buddy. He always likes to lay at my feet. You'll do anything for a good recording, won't you, Scout? All right. And I've got Digger. I've got two Jack Russells. Come here, Digger. This guy, he's a little bit more camera shy. Whoopsie. But say hi to the camera. You know you're on film. Hey, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. No kiss? Okay. Okay. Anyway, they're Jack Russells. They're pretty hyper. They're pretty excited right now. They're going, what are we doing? What are we doing? But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying here. I was talking about my Roland gear here. I've got the Roland XP80, and I've got the rack mount version, the Roland JV2080. It's the big brother to the JV1080, and that was the main. Come on, guys. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. Stay. Excuse me there. But the 1080 came up on the scene, and it was extremely successful. Eric Pershing worked for Roland and came up with a lot of the sounds. And to me, they're just still classic sounds here. Nice Roland sounds. But the 1080 is still a very popular product. It's widely available on eBay and on the used market, and they're not very expensive. I like the 2080 because it's a 2-rack mount high version here. It's got a bigger display on it. I don't know if you can really see the display here, but it lets me navigate around in the hardware a little easier instead of all the buttons here on my keyboard. And this will take 8 expansion cards. I've got 8 expansion cards in this puppy, and I've got like a bass and drums expansion, strings expansion, orchestral expansion, world expansion, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And personally, in my opinion, I do not think that these sounds are dated, even though they're getting to be 15 years old or so. I still think that the sounds are very relevant. I especially like the pads on these. The pads are like a soothing type of sound. What you hear here, this is a pad, and that's just a nice soothing background sound. It doesn't infringe upon maybe something that's up front and such, but it's a good supportive role. And what I'd like to cover, why you might use pads, let's say you're in a worship instance. The pastor's preaching or doing an altar call or something like that, and you want to be able to play in the background quietly. Now obviously you don't want to be the center of attention. A good worship player is invisible, and basically their role is to support the pastor and to create a backdrop. Now if I just stop playing, things get extremely quiet, and so therefore, except for my dog walking in, so it's nice to have a little background, something in the background there. And I'm going to talk just for a little bit here on this introductory video, maybe on a supportive role that you might play in a worship service, should you be a keyboard player. Or you can do this on guitar with a similar sound. I have a guitar that can do synthesizer sounds too, so that's very useful, and I'll get into that hopefully in another video. But you can see just by sustaining here, I'm not creating attention to myself here, and so therefore the pastor can go ahead and say what he has to say and be led by the Spirit, and I'm not getting in the way with what he's saying. If things get a little bit more exciting in the service, then maybe you can play a little higher, a little bit more movement. You see, when I changed chords there, that drew your attention to it there. So you wanna watch doing a lot of movement on it a lot. So yeah, I kind of gradually went back to that chord there. Certain things that we can get into, and I'll go into this in more depth. Like I say, this is just my introductory video, but hopefully I'm giving you a little teaser here. If things are really upbeat and a happy moment here, you can play a nice major chord, and that's a nice happy sound. Or if things are more solemn and you want to be more serious, a nice minor chord. You can maybe bring in other instruments along top of it. Bring in your Rhodes sound here on top of it. That was a little clunky there, so. Now you can see that might just attract attention to itself, so you want to maybe be careful with that and either back that off or drench that in reverb or whatever you want to do. But some of the topics I'm going to want to be covering, I'm going to maybe get into the recording aspects. That's what I'm really geared here. We're in our studio here, this Creek Audio Illusions, and I want to show maybe how am I getting this quality here onto my YouTube video. How am I shooting my video? What you can't see, I've got some lights above me here. I've got lights in front of me. I am shooting this in the daytime, so I've got a big window in my studio that's bringing a lot of light in, so that's going to change when I start doing videos at night. So we can cover some of these aspects, because if you know you're got lousy audio or especially lousy video, you're just going to turn off to another channel or go watch another video here. So hopefully this is being entertaining to you, something informative, and I'm trying to keep the quality as high as I can with a budget setup here. This isn't $1 million setup, but it is a good setup. We've got the tools that we need to do what we need to do, and to do them correctly here. I believe that nowadays you can get quality tools and you don't have to break the bank. You can get things like these keyboards. $500 will get you this keyboard nowadays. It's a great keyboard, and it's more about being the operator. Like I said, I'm not a keyboard player, but I don't think my keyboard playing here is just totally turning you away. It would certainly suffice in a backdrop type of situation, and it would also work. I can tell you it works in recordings and such. I'm a guitar player first, so I can certainly do some of the nicer stuff as a fill with keyboards. This Roland JV2080 is $150 on eBay. Expansion cards, you can pick them up for $50 a piece. So we're not talking about a lot of money for what was really high end. When this brand new was a $2,500 keyboard, and the same with the rack mount. Of course, with the new technology out, it pushes this back and it becomes less expensive. I think it sounds great, and this is what I hope to explain other things in the video. Some of the pieces of equipment that you can use that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg, and end up sounding good. But at any rate, that's all I really wanted to cover on this first video, just to kind of let you know we're getting off the ground here. I can tell you I'm hoping that my videos are going to improve as I do this, because I'm fairly new at this, but I feel that over the years I've gained an ear as far as what sounds good, and I think that's important. Your ears are what's important. If you can't hear what sounds bad, how do you know if it's bad or not? Okay, now obviously bad is an opinion. But rather than rambling on here, let me just go ahead and wind things up here and land this airplane, as they would say, and we'll get scheduled. But please stay tuned. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be fine here. That way, when I post a new video, you'll get a notification, and I'll let you know that I've got something new that's coming up. And I hope to be putting these videos up on a very regular basis. So again, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time.